Problem 4. In a tennis tournament, A, B, C, and D, 4 athletes are competing against each other. Each athlete has to have one match against every other athlete. So in this sentence right here, we know that it's a round robin. Here are the rules. Every winner gets 3 points. Every loser gets 0 points. And if the match ties, each athlete gains 1 more point. So this actually is a different type of system. It's a 3-1-0. It's just that the winner gets 1 more point than in a 2-1-0 system. So this is a different point giving system right here. It is known that the athlete's points have been to be 4 consecutive odd integers. Now, first, I'm just gonna kind of talk to you about what does the word consecutive mean? So consecutive means just next to each other, basically, or adjacent. So examples of 4 consecutive integers would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 9. This sort of pattern right here. These are 4 consecutive integer groups. B has the most points, winning in first place. D has tied 2 times before, one of them tied with C. So using these 3 pieces of information, find which team is 4th in the tournament. So last time, if this was a 2-1-0 system of given points, then then we could just immediately come up with the answer. But this situation is different. It's now switched to 3-1-0. So what never changes, right? The total points. The total points never change. So let's see what could be the total points. So the total points would be, well, if it was a tied match, it would be 1 plus 1. And 1 plus 1 results in 2. And if it's a winner-loser match, it would be 3 plus 0, which equals 3. So for one type of match, the total number of points would be 2. For another type of match, the total number of points gained would be 3. So 2 and 3. All right, 2 and 3. We'll keep that there for now. And how many games will there be if there are 4 different athletes? That's right, we do 4 times 4 minus 1 divided by 2, which gives us 6. So there are 6 games. Now, even if we don't know the exact number of total points, we can find a range. The range would be, say if every single game was a tie, then the total number of points would be 2 times 6, which equals 12. Now, if every single one of these games ended in a winner-loser situation, then there would be 3 times 6, resulting in 18. So 18 points. So we know that the total number of points can range from 12 to 18. So that's a piece of information right there that we should keep in mind. Okay, what is our next piece of information? The athlete's points happen to be 4 consecutive odd integers. So I have 2 options right now. I'm just going to test it out. If I add them up, which one is going to result in between 12 and 18? So 1, 3, 5, 7 is is the first group. So this is the first group, and it's the smallest group, because 1 is the smallest odd integer. So if we add them all up, we see that this added together would be 4, added with 5 would be 9, added with 7 would be 16. 16 points, so that falls in between 12 and 18. Let's add 7 to 9 plus 5 plus 3. 3 plus 7 is equal to 10, plus a 9 is equal to 19, plus a 5 is equal to 24. This is only the second smallest group we have, and yet it's already over 18. So we know that the number of points would be 3, 5, 7, and 1, because that is the only option. So the points given to the athletes points are each 1, 3, 5, and 7. So now I am going to be making a table right here. If you haven't watched this, the past series on logic problems, one of the ways we learned to find and determine things was using the table, just making a table, and we were able to figure some things out. So over here, I'm creating a table to find which athlete has what points, and I'm going to be filling it out. So there is my table. On this very left column right here, I will be writing down A, B, C, D, and they're each the labels of the athletes. And over here, I am going to be having the total number of points. I'll add T for that. And each of these are the separate number of points that add up to the total. So we know that we know that B has the most points. Out of this, actually, you know what? In order to make this stand out, I'm going to make this maybe yellow, another color. So 7 right here has the most points. And we know that B has the most points. So we know that B has a total of 7 points. So D has tied 2 times before. What that tells us, just like from the last problem, is that D has 2 1 points, and one of them is with C. Okay, so for number D, can it have a total of 1 point? No, because 1 plus 1 added together is already over 1. It's already 2. And the possibility of 7 is already taken by B, so it can only take 3 or 5. So what if it took 3? If it took 3, then this blank space over here will have to be another 1. But it told us that D has tied 2 times before, not 3 times. D has tied exactly 2 times before, which means that it isn't possible for us to add another 1 here. So its total number of points will have to be 5, allowing this other square right here to be a 3. So I'll cross 5 out. Now we need to look at this second row right here. So we know that B has a total of 7 points. And we need to build that 7 up with a combination of 3s, 1s, and 0s, right? Because those are the only possible points we have to fill in this space. So I'm asking you, what is the only possible way from these three numbers to create a 7? Well, let's first have the largest amount right there, 3. So we'll need 4 more. And the obvious solution for that is another 3 and a 1. So that would be 3, 3, 1, which adds up to 7. Now, after we had kind of part of this table set up, last time what did we do? We knew that the number of 3's was equal to the number of 0's. So here's what we can do. So now what we're trying to do is get this 0 somewhere here. So we can add 2 zeros to C's column and 1 0 right here. 1 plus 0 plus 0 is equal to 1, which makes C have a total of what? Of 1 point. And A will have to take the 3, of course. And we're trying to find which team is 4th, meaning which team has the least number of points. That would be 1, and the number in the athlete that has 1 point is C. So which team is 4th in the tournament? That would be athlete C.